The movie begins with a woman named Sasha treating the deep cuts on her fingers inside a tent hanging from the side of a massive mountain in Norway. As soon as her boyfriend Tommy wakes up, the two continue climbing toward the summit. Their experience makes it clear they've been doing this for years. After hours of climbing, they finally get close to the top, but just before reaching it, Sasha suddenly slips. The rope saves her from falling, but she becomes frustrated because she keeps failing at the exact same spot. Tommy tells her to slow down and try again later, especially as the weather starts getting worse. Back inside the tent, Tommy admits he may not have many climbing trips left in him. He's worried Sasha takes too many risks and warns her that luck won't always save them. Eventually, the couple decides to come back another time after the storm passes. As they begin climbing down the mountain, powerful winds send rocks crashing around them. Tommy tells Sasha to move carefully along the wall and head toward a narrow ledge below, but suddenly, larger rocks begin falling. One of them strikes Tommy, causing him to lose consciousness and slam into the cliffside. Now hanging from the rope, Tommy's weight starts pulling Sasha down with him. She desperately tries to hold on and wake him up, but he doesn't respond. With no way to save both of them, Sasha is forced to make an impossible choice. Tearfully, she lets go of the rope and watches Tommy fall into the darkness below. 5 months later, Sasha is driving alone through the Australian desert. After losing GPS signal, she uses Tommy's old compass to find the road. That night, she sets up camp near a cliffside, still haunted by the memories of everything he taught her. After spending the night near the cliff, Sasha continues her journey and eventually arrives at Wanderer National Park. At the reception area, a ranger warns her that several people have recently disappeared in the region and advises her not to travel alone. But Sasha decides to continue anyway and signs the required paperwork. Before leaving, she stops for supplies, where two hunters repeatedly bother her. Their behavior quickly becomes uncomfortable, but a local man named Ben steps in and helps defuse the situation. After thanking him, Sasha asks for directions to her destination. Ben points her in the right direction, but also recommends another location called Blackstone Bay. He warns her that the area can be unpredictable, but Sasha is confident she can handle it and continues on her way. After several hours of driving, she reaches a remote lake and decides to camp there for the night. Unfortunately, the same hunters arrive nearby. Wanting to avoid trouble, Sasha keeps her distance and stays inside her campsite until they eventually leave. The next morning, she loads her kayak into the water and continues deeper into the wilderness. Along the way, she navigates strong currents and rough rapids before reaching a waterfall. After making her way past it, she continues exploring the area. As her journey goes on, she notices something unsettling. Personal belongings left behind by missing campers are hanging from trees throughout the forest. The discovery leaves her uneasy, but she continues forward. That night, she sets up camp again. However, when she wakes up the next morning, many of her belongings have disappeared, including important supplies. With no other choice, Sasha continues moving and later discovers an abandoned boat near a trail. Curious, she follows the path and comes across a small campsite. To her surprise, Ben is there. Relieved to see a familiar face, Sasha explains that most of her gear, food, and phone have gone missing. Ben believes local wildlife may be responsible and offers to share some food with her. As they talk, Sasha learns that Ben spends a lot of time in this area and knows the wilderness extremely well. He explains that he first came here as a child and has been returning ever since. For the first time since arriving, Sasha feels like she may have found someone she can trust. While talking around the camp, Sasha mentions that she stopped climbing mountains and switched to river adventures instead. Ben quickly guesses that something painful must have happened. Sasha avoids giving details, but the conversation becomes increasingly uncomfortable. She also tells him about the hunters she encountered earlier. Ben praises the way she handled the situation and admits that he originally followed her because he thought she might need help. Then his behavior suddenly changes. As Sasha prepares to leave, she notices her missing bracelet on Ben's wrist. That's when he admits the truth. He was the one who took her belonging. Ben returns her bag, revealing that he has replaced most of her supplies, but he refuses to give back her phone. Moments later, he pulls out a crossbow and calmly tells Sasha to run. Realizing the danger she's in, Sasha immediately takes off. She races toward the river, jumps into her kayak, and paddles as fast as she can. But the powerful current soon sends her over a waterfall, flipping the kayak upside down. After a desperate struggle, she frees herself and manages to swim to shore while the kayak drifts away. With no time to waste, Sasha abandons her heavy jacket and keeps moving through the forest. Suddenly, she hears voices nearby and rushes toward them, hoping to find help. Instead, she discovers a phone playing an old video message. The recording reveals a disturbing truth about Ben. Before she can process it, an arrow suddenly flies past her. Sasha dives for cover just in time. When she spots Ben closing in, she takes off running once again. A dangerous chase begins through the wilderness. Ben repeatedly fires arrows while Sasha narrowly avoids them. One of them grazes her leg, and another knocks her bag, sending her tumbling down a steep slope. Moments later, she falls into the river below. The current drags her through narrow canyons before she finally manages to pull herself to safety. Exhausted but still determined, Sasha checks her remaining supplies. Most of her gear is gone, but she still has some water, a snack, and her pepper spray. Knowing Ben is still hunting her, she pushes forward through the canyon. Finding no easy escape route, Sasha relies on her climbing skills to scale the rocky cliffs. After several difficult climbs, she finally reaches the top. Looking across the landscape, she spots Ben's boat in the distance. Then she hears a familiar hunting call. Ben has found her trail again. As he approaches, Sasha quickly climbs back down and squeezes beneath a large rock, remaining completely still while Ben searches the area. After hiding beneath the rocks, Sasha waits until Ben finally leaves the area. Once she believes it's safe, she carefully watches him from a distance and notices him near his boat. Seeing a possible chance to escape, Sasha quietly slips into the water and swims toward it. Reaching the boat, she tries to free it from the shore, but before she can get away, she accidentally triggers a hidden trap. The noise immediately alerts Ben. Realizing she's been discovered, Sasha prepares to defend herself. When Ben gets close enough, she uses her pepper spray, giving herself a brief opportunity to escape. Unfortunately, it isn't enough. Ben quickly regains control of the situation and captures her. He ties her up and takes her deep into the wilderness. As time passes, Sasha learns something disturbing. Ben has been tracking her from the very beginning. He even researched her past and knows about Tommy's death. Throughout the journey, he continues trying to get inside her head, making unsettling comments about her life and her loss. Eventually, Ben brings Sasha to a remote cave hidden beneath the cliffs. Inside, she discovers horrifying evidence that reveals what happened to the people who disappeared in the area. The cave is filled with personal belongings and signs that many victims never made it out. The truth becomes impossible to ignore. Ben isn't just a dangerous stalker. He's been responsible for the disappearances all along. Panicked, Sasha searches desperately for a way out, but Ben keeps her under constant watch and drags her deeper into the cave system. While looking around, she notices several old belongings left behind by previous victims. Among them is a photograph from Ben's childhood, hinting that something in his past may have shaped the person he became. Before Sasha can learn more, Ben returns and takes her even deeper into the cave. Moments later, she finds herself restrained once again, trapped underground with no clear way to escape. Sasha soon realizes just how dangerous Ben truly is. While talking about his past, he reveals several disturbing details that leave her deeply unsettled. He makes it clear that he has no intention of letting her leave. Knowing she may never get another chance, Sasha suddenly fights back. She catches Ben off guard and manages to break free. A desperate struggle erupts inside the cave before Sasha takes off running. Ben immediately chases after her. With nowhere else to go, Sasha jumps into the river. Ben follows without hesitation. The powerful current drags both of them through the rapids and over a waterfall. During the chaos, Ben slams into the rocks and loses consciousness. For a moment, Sasha thinks her nightmare may finally be over, but the river carries them both farther downstream. Exhausted and injured, they eventually wash ashore. When Ben regains consciousness, another brutal struggle breaks out between them. Neither is willing to give up, and both suffer even more injuries during the fight. Eventually, the pain and exhaustion become too much for either of them to continue. As night falls, they are forced to remain near the riverbank. For the first time, Sasha opens up about Tommy. She admits that she still carries enormous guilt over what happened on the mountain. Ever since that day, she has wondered whether she made the right choice. The memory continues to haunt her, no matter how hard she tries to move on. The next morning, Sasha notices something important. Ben's injury has become much worse. His condition is clearly deteriorating, and it's becoming obvious that he won't be able to keep going much longer. When she asks about the nearest route out, Ben explains that the path through the forest would take nearly 2 weeks on foot. Realizing they don't have that kind of time, Sasha comes up with a risky alternative. They'll have to climb out. Ben thinks the idea is insane, but Sasha points out that if they stay where they are, his condition will only get worse. With no better option available, Ben agrees. He finally removes her restraints and hands over the climbing gear, allowing Sasha to lead the ascent. Even without proper equipment, Sasha quickly proves why she's such an experienced climber. The climb is dangerous, and one mistake could send both of them falling. As they make their way higher, the tension between them never disappears. Ben continues watching her closely, convinced she might try to leave him behind. Hours later, Sasha finally reaches a narrow ledge near the top. For the first time, freedom is within reach. After everything Ben has put her through, she is faced with a choice, and this time, she chooses herself. Ben loses his grip and falls from the mountainside. Now completely alone, Sasha continues the climb. Despite exhaustion, injuries, and several close calls, she refuses to quit. Step by step, she keeps moving upward until she finally reaches the summit. For a moment, she simply lies there, overwhelmed with relief. Then the emotions she's been carrying for months finally catch up to her. Later that night, she reaches a road where passers passing travelers stop and help her. The following morning, she returns to the ranger station and reveals everything she discovered. Soon, authorities launch an investigation into the wilderness and uncover the truth behind the disappearances. The case quickly makes national headlines. Sometime later, after everything has finally settled, Sasha visits the beach. Standing by the water, she takes out Tommy's old compass. For months, it had been the last thing connecting her to the guilt she carried. After one final look, she tosses it into the ocean, and for the first time since that day on the mountain, she finally lets go. I hope you enjoyed this story. Thanks for watching till the end.